Nobody warns about growing up. Not really. People tell you about responsibilities, bills, jobs, stress, but nobody tells you about the quiet things, the things that disappear without asking for permission, the things you only notice after they are already gone. When I was younger, I thought life changed all at once. I thought one morning I would just wake up and suddenly feel like an adult. Like there would be some grand moment where everything made sense. Well, there wasn't. Growing up didn't happen in just a day. It happened in thousands of tiny moments that I didn't even notice. Nobody tells you that one day you will leave school and you'll never see some of those people again, not because you argued, not because you hated each other or something, just because life kept moving. The friend you used to see every morning became someone you haven't spoken to in years. And neither of you planned for that to happen. Not at all. Of course, nobody warns you that your parents will slowly stop treating you like a child. Not overnight, just little things. They stop reminding you to take your jacket, they stop waiting up for you. One day they ask you for advice, even. And you realize time has been moving for them too. Nobody tells you that your favorite place won't disappear. Actually, will stay exactly where it is. But you will be the one who stops going. The park, the cafe, the street where you learn to ride a bike, they're still there, all of them. You're just living somewhere else now. And then are the little traditions, the ones you thought would happen forever: family dinners, weekend football with friends, late night phone calls that lasted for hours, game nights, birthday parties where everyone showed up. Nobody announces that it's the last one. You simply have it without realizing it's the last. I think that's the hardest part. Life almost never says goodbye. It just quietly closes a chapter and starts writing the new next one. I used to believe I had all the time in the world. I'll visit next week. I'll call tomorrow. We'll all get together again someday. Well, some days never arrive. Not because something terrible happened, because just everyone got busy. Responsibilities replaced routines, dreams pulled people in different directions, and before you know it, years have passed. Sometimes I scroll through old photos, not because I want to go back, but because I'm amazed by how ordinary those moments felt. None of us knew we were making memories. We thought we were just hanging out. Growing up also changes something else: the way you measure time. Well, as a kid, a summer felt endless. Now, you blink, and somehow it's already winter. Birthdays arrive faster, years become shorter, and you start wondering where all that time went. But here's something nobody warned me about. Growing up isn't only about losing things, it's about finally understanding them. I understand why my parents looked so tired, why my teachers wanted us to appreciate the present, why older people smiled when they watched children play. They weren't watching the children, they were just remembering themselves. For a long time, I thought growing up meant becoming someone completely different. Now, I think it is something else. I think growing up is carrying every version of yourself with you. The child who couldn't wait to be older, the teenager who thought nobody understood, the young adult trying to figure everything out. They're still there. They're all still there. They just speak a little more quietly now. If I could tell my younger self one thing, It wouldn't be study harder or take more risks. It would be simply just pay attention, stay a little longer after dinner, take more pictures, but don't forget to put the camera down and actually live the moment. Tell your friends and appreciate them before life gets busy. Call your parents, even if it's just for 5 minutes, because one day you'll wish you had one more ordinary afternoon, one more boring conversation, one more chance to hear the voices that once filled your everyday life. And maybe that is what growing up really is. Not becoming older, but learning that the moments we call ordinary were quietly becoming the ones we would miss the most. Nobody warns you about growing up, maybe because if they did, you wouldn't believe them anyway.